heavily to the defending champion Celtics.
Are a potential second-round matchup.
Center Matt Bowen, Dedrick Taylor, Aaron go with New York taking it first. They tried to get one down low, and it's rather off of Boston. New York will inbound. Knicks, number 3 and 3-game lead right now over number 4, Indiana. It's Towns. Tatum will get him, and they go to Bridges for a 13-foot jump shot, and the rebound. Number 2, they're back at Cleveland in the East by 4 games. Jaylen Brown, bad knee and all, with a rebound.
If there's ever was a blessing in disguise for an injury to Brunson, to me, OG and Bridges, the way they played in those 15 games, if you're Coach Thibs, you got to utilize how both of the
win season for this franchise. First time that's happened in 30 years. Shot clock at 1 on the fly. Brunson gets it to go.
Like how comfortable he is, especially drop little runner in the paint there to get the scoring going for the Knicks.
Porzingis, who was ill and didn't play on Sunday, they go around the horn. Here is Tatum. They beat Washington by 34 points on Sunday. 7 were in double figures, and Porzingis, a former draft pick by New York, knocks it down.
That are pick and pop players. We kind of play the same way. Porzingis did a nice job of taking Cat off the dribble.
Porzingis knocks it away. At 5, he'll take it and race right down the middle. It's Brunson with a 3. White was defending. Rebound was tipped inside. It is off of New York head coach Joe Mazzulla, who, by the way, was the Eastern Conference Coach of the Month in March with a spectacular 14-1 record. There's a quick foul on the Knicks.
It's been heavily favored, obviously. Look at this deep 3 here by Porzingis.
Knocked away by White. Picked up by Holiday. Out to Tatum. He'll take a 3.
And that's exactly what Coach Thibodeau told us is going to be the top.
Shots made in the entire NBA. Hard on the move. And gets it to drop for New York. With Boston the other way. So the Knicks have come in winning 2 straight and 5 of 6. Boston has come in winning 2 straight and 11 of 12 with a turnover, and Brunson the other way. The trailing Towns, and on that baseline to Bridges. Towns will knock it in.
That's what the Knicks are doing here. If you can create offense from your defense, come up with a steal and get in transition before the Celtics can set up that defense.
It's Holiday with Brunson defending. And Towns has the rebound, 19 and 13 Sunday against the Suns. Here's a 3. Towns
has only shot the ball from that 3-point line, lowest since 2018-19 for Karl Anthony Towns. Hasn't shot a lot of 3-pointers this season.
In the corner, it's Holiday with a 3. Hart has got the rebound. Josh Hart down the middle. The trailing Towns in stride into Brown, pushed and shoved as he drove down the lane, and a foul. They will use a lot of different guys to go at him.
Well, it's the versatility that Coach Mazzulla has. Sometimes they can put away the pick and roll because they can switch back. So it's a lot of flexibility defensively that the Celtics can play with in guarding Karl Anthony Towns.
So the Knicks by 5 on an 8-0 run. Towns an 83 knocks him in. Holiday the other way. He has been playing well. He's healthy. It's Porzingis. Step back 3. Towns the close. Rebound Bridges. And the first-year Knick will take it down the middle. White will meet him. Karl Anthony Towns banging his way into Holiday.
In 3 outings versus this Celtics team already has 8 of the 12 Knicks points.
Jason Tatum 3. No. Rebound tap. Hart comes up with it. And the Knicks on the move. A 10-0 run. Here's a Bridges 3. Hart trying for the rebound. Tatum will lasso it and bring that bad right knee. A bone bruise 8 games ago. Inside up and down.
You can a little bit. He doesn't have that explosiveness. You see how he's kind of limping up and down.
And he says he's going to fight his way through it the remainder of the season and into the playoffs.
Hey, it's championship or bust here for Jaylen Brown.
Towns spins inside on Brown.
He's got it going tonight. Double figures, 10 of the 14 coming from Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, the last 10 points by New York, all authored by Karl Anthony Towns. Holiday down that baseline. It's out to Tatum, Porzingis, Brown, the fake, the drive, the feed, the cross court. White with a three. Rebound inside, nabbed in there by Anunoby, taken by Porzingis. Back to Brown, the fake and the drive, and he'll feed, and around they go. And Tatum the three, the close by Towns, tipped by White. Offensive rebound and the two inside.
That's the only way the offensive rebounds.
Here comes the dynamic Brunson. Tatum is on Towns. Karl Anthony Towns with the spin, knocked away with the Celtic defense, and White the other way. And the trailing Porzingis. It's off New York. 6:14 to go. We're 10 points so far in a 14-9.
And when you talk to Coach Thibodeau, he says, listen, the team is finding its peak rhythm after missing pieces and adding new pieces this year. He said against Boston, we have to challenge their threes, their ability to score off the dribble, and the rebounding is huge. It requires the second and the third efforts and correct initial reads. He told us our last game in Boston was we know we can compete, but we have to play against this team for 48 minutes, as does any team playing this talented Boston squad.
Allie, we thank you. White just hit a three. Here's Anunoby. He puts it in. 32 points Sunday against the Suns. And he's had 10 straight games where he has scored 20 points or more. An incredible run and really blossoming. Here's a drive by Brown. Towns is there. And he altered the shot, blocked it on the play. New York coming back with the drive into Holiday. Two of the best guards going head-to-head inside.
You can see for Jalen Brunson.
It's Porzingis who'll put up a three. Brunson had the tip. Brunson controls the ball. Felt a little rusty. He was 3 of 9 Sunday against the Suns. Here's a drive. Towns with authority down the lane. Knocked away with a whistle. And 4:51 to go here in the first. From Madison Square Garden in New York with future Hall of Fame.
Big congratulations in terms of some of the greatest scoring that this game has ever seen. Karl Anthony needs to be in that conversation. You talk about a walking bucket.
Has come in. Pritchard has come in for Boston. Mitchell Robinson says to check in for the Knicks. Deuce McBride has come in for New York. Here comes Howard. Boston 5 of 16 so far. Tatum. He's averaging 27 a game. Consecutive wins at home. They beat Phoenix here by 14 Sunday. Brunson, long three, puts it through.
Yeah, the rhythm is back, right? You can see how he's flowing into that three-point shot, the movement, some memory.
Here is Tatum. The 15-footer is off. And the rebound by New York. Towns. Pritchard comes out on him. Under 4 to go in the first quarter. Shot clock is down to 7. In the corner, Brunson, 3. Tatum rebound. Since the All-Star break, Boston has gone 19-4, and one of the reasons why, great support off the bench like Hauser hitting another 3 right.
Pritchard, who will probably win the 6th man of the year. Again, they go deep. Coach Mazzulla not afraid to play 9-10 guys.
It's McBride with 3. Rebound. It's T. Those shoulders seemingly in good shape. Hauser with another 3. It's off. Towns with the rebound. No one takes and makes more threes than Boston. Hart the other way. Towns on top. Boston has beaten New York all 3 meetings this season. Towns takes it in hard. Got it. What a shot.
They're going to wave it off.
Yeah, they sure
They're going to wave it off.
Tom Thibodeau.
Coach Thibs can't believe that. That looked like a good and one here. Got the smaller Holiday on him. Takes him off the dribble. There's the contact. But it was before he gathered, which is why this is going to be a side out. In years past, this is an and one.
Right now, the Knicks are +7 in rebounding in the game. They're shooting 54%. They lead by 3. Second quarter is underway. Shamet is in. He's on Pritchard. Here is Brown. Towns will defend. Jaylen Brown will try to work inside. It's Porzingis against Robinson. Rebound Towns. He's got inside Karl Anthony Towns and tipped up and in by Robinson again.
Nice job there by Mitchell Robinson again on the offensive glass.
It's a three from White in the corner. Robinson the rebound. Shamet will release. And Cam Payne, who comes in for the first time, will give off to Towns for three. Rebound inside. McBride dives and gets it to go.
Here, Joe Mazzulla, you boards here. The Knicks offensive rebounds extending their lead.
That's a foul on New York on the missed three by Brown. A little more than a minute into picked up his first foul. They got those guards getting a lot of minutes, going deep on the bench when Brunson was out. Three by Brown, rebound by Shamet. So those guards and the depth at that position really put the onus on New York, and Brown trying to defend Towns, and that is a tough chore, and a foul goes on Jaylen Brown. Number 2 on Brown.
Already 5 offensive rebounds for the Knicks. And that's something that Coach Mazzulla in our meeting beforehand kind of highlighted, keeping this team off the glass.
Back-to-back 50-win seasons for the Knicks. 30 years since that has happened. Pat Riley coaching here at the Garden. The last time that occurred in the 90s. Towns will take it inside hard. For Brown. Steamrolls the defense of Payne. That is an offensive foul.
And you can tell something's up with that knee because
Asked Jason Tatum and Coach Mazzulla specifically about that knee, and Jason Tatum says Coach Mazzulla does a great job of trusting us. So if there's a problem with our body, we are professionals enough to know what we need to make it through this. Coach trusted. He confirmed that. He said, listen, every player's playing through some sort of an injury or a nagging pain right now. So the trust factor between coach and the players is big on this Celtics team.
Yeah, that was interesting. Reg, was that
sometimes just being on the floor gives
national TV schedule tomorrow. Lakers, Mavs, Nuggets, Kings, both on ESPN. Thursday, Wolves will be in Memphis. For more on these games, go to NBA.com. Payne a three, no. Rebound by White. He's coming off a 19-point performance Sunday against Washington. Here is Porzingis.
Oh, what a pass.
What a pass. What a fine finish. Well by Hauser.
First of all, Hauser with the nice screen, the split screen, and then dive. Once the confusion, beautiful play to dive down and get the pass.
Payne slaloms his way the other way. Here is McBride. It's Towns thrashing his way into Brown. Good shot. Boy, he is on tonight. Karl Anthony, as you said, he's only averaged 15 against the Celtics this season. Pritchard will drive. Shamet is there with an easy 2 for the Boston guard.
He straight moves Shamet out the way, and he's given up Andrew Shamet. Nice move there by Pritchard.
Last time they met late February, Boston won by 13 points. Towns across the way. Beautiful offhand shot by Karl Anthony Towns with 16.
Nice little jump hook there by Karl Anthony Towns over that right shoulder. Going into his bag here.
Here's White, hounded by McBride. Pritchard, Hauser, White, the fake, the fire, missing the 3 rebound.
He's doing a better job getting closer to the basket.
Towns on the move, 15-footer off the glass. That time he puts it in. The lead is 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter. Porzingis, it's a 3. Lake Crows, McBride. Nice stroke there by Kristaps Porzingis.
Well, with
Porzingis and Hauser and Pritchard racing the other way. White uncorks a 3. Rebound inside offensively. Hauser to his knees he goes. The ball jarred free. Here come the Knicks. Shamet and Towns. Payne, the fake, the feed, and picked off by White and fouled by Payne as he was flying the other way. 7:08 to go here in the second. And tonight from Madison Square Garden, the NBA on TNT is brought to you by Applebee's and arresting Brunson. And he is on a minutes restriction here. And as Tom Thibodeau was telling us before the game, finding his rhythm, backing off a little bit of rust, all important steps as they head to the playoffs.
A minutes restriction. In his first game back, he played 34 minutes.
I know it.
What kind of minutes restriction is he on?
In the corner, it's a Kristaps Porzingis three-point hit.
That's back-to-back threes for Porzingis.
He's got 8. Under 7 to go. Weaving his pain and out of bounds. That number of wins with a lot of different looks.
And that's why there's a lot of optimism in this organization come playoff time, having the health.
Pritchard 3. With a rebound by Shamet. Andrew Shamet has played with a variety of teams. Here's Towns, came in the trade in October. In the corner, Shamet 3.
You've got that 2-and-1 on the backside.
Boston shooting 41%. 56% shooting for New York. Porzingis with a 3. Hauser took a swipe at it, out of bounds. The Knicks need 1 win or a pacer loss to clinch the number 3 seed in the Eastern Conference. Rebound. Tatum, and he goes down low. Porzingis, he was shoved by Bridges. There is a whistle and a foul. Make every play, pass, and point mean more with FanDuel. It's America's #1 sportsbook. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app today.
Starting 5 on the floor now for the Knicks.
Tatum, long 3. Anunoby is out there defending. White will try to save. Diving is Hauser. It'll go across the line, over and back. It'll go to New York. So, Reggie, the Celtics had a month of March on the road under Joe Mazzulla of 8-0. And this is their first
big-time victory. That's what helps you come playoff time.
Bridges a 3.
Nice little run here over the last minute and a half, especially from 3 for the Knicks.
His first basket tonight. Cornet is back in the game. Porzingis is out. Tatum is tangling with Bridges on top. The Iron Man.
But more importantly, look at what they've done defensively. I mean, they have stepped up their game at that end as well. We know offensively under their point average. Again, this team is rounding, trying to run it back on back-to-back championships here.
Well, they're also trying to get to 60 wins again, with the best road record in franchise history, which we've talked about, but aiming for back-to-back 60-win seasons. Last time that happened, here's Hart and Brunson, Anunoby. Look at them clam their way into Towns, and he still was able to make it go. He has been unstoppable, and 20 points for the New York Knicks. Grew up in New Jersey and was traded from Minnesota here in early October. Hart reaching in, poking at Tatum. Tatum through traffic. In the corner, White. He tees up a 3. Towns had the ball. Tatum shoved him, and Tatum picks up the Boston foul.
This zone.
Anunoby. Long shot won't go. Rebound chased and retrieved by Bridges.
Another offensive opportunity for the Knicks.
Here comes Anunoby. Down the lane and fouled as he was bashing his way to the rack. And a foul called on New York. This Anunoby, the 32 points he scored Sunday here against Phoenix. Mention this, 20 points or more was out, Reggie. His scoring went up an average of 5 points a game for New York.
Again, playoff time, and you mentioned this earlier. This is only the 5th time that this starting 5 really has been on the floor together. Season begins.
Cornet picked up his first foul. Biggest lead for New York right here in this one of 11. Holiday catches, moves by Hart, kicks back to Tatum, the 3 over Towns. Rebound Hart. Knicks on the move. Approaching 3.5 in the half. Brunson, Bridges, 3, no. Rebound chased, and Holiday will watch it go out of bounds. It's Boston's ball, as they'll bring back in Porzingis and take out.
Guarding Porzingis, who's more of a pick and pop type player anyways.
Boston 6 of 24 with 3.
Got to
switch. To get their 7th right there, laced by Porzingis. Boston has made more 3-pointers this season than any team in the history in a single season in the NBA. Hart triple teamed. Porzingis knocked it away in the corner, and Brunson will try to make a move.
Porzingis with the block.
6 on the shot clock. Quickly to Hart. Cornet will defend. Hart hands off. Bridges fading away. Got it. Knicks are shooting 54%. And a quick foul is called on Bridges, and that will be number 3 on him with under 3 to go.